Whose profession on the show was the same in real life? Why did Nicole Kidman think Hugh Grant would reject his role? And why was Nicole so sick and tired by the end of the production? Hi, I'm Dylan, and you're tuned into Awesome Movies. Michael Devine was really a detective. We've all heard of actors having interesting jobs before their acting careers exploded. However, in terms of Michael Devine's, it was more a case of where art and real life collide. In The Undoing, he portrays Detective Paul O'Rourke. And funny enough, he actually was a cop and NYPD detective in the real world too. After college, Michael followed in his father and grandfather's footsteps and decided that he wanted to serve and protect, becoming a law enforcement officer. However, he never gave up on his acting dreams and took every opportunity to portray policemen in several shows and movies in his spare time. But Michael will tell you that acting always came first. In a past interview, he said, "I was an actor first. Growing up, it was all I ever wanted to be. It's what I went to college for. A few years after getting my degree in acting, I felt a shift in me, a higher call, I guess you would say." He pursued a career in law enforcement, but quickly discovered there was a marketability and authenticity in him being a real cop with a degree in acting, and he utilized it to his advantage. Still, it's remarkable how he managed to juggle two high-profile and pressurized careers at the same time. Talk about pulling a double shift. Nicole Kidman didn't think Hugh Grant would say yes. While the casting for Grace was easy, the role of Jonathan was a little harder, mostly because Nicole didn't think that the person the director wanted would be keen on it at all. As it turns out, Hugh isn't really looking for work nowadays and enjoys life away from the set. In an interview with Marie Claire, Nicole said, "Susanne Bier came, and the minute she read the script, she said, 'We have to get Hugh.' And I said, 'He'll never do it. He doesn't like working.' Susanne didn't listen to Nicole though and approached Hugh anyway. Surprisingly, he said yes, although he didn't sign on immediately. Hugh revealed that he had a few issues and concerns in the beginning, one of them being the fact that he only got one script out of 6. He wanted to know what happens to his character and what was expected of him. Eventually, after a few conversations and assurances from the team, he accepted the part. It's a good thing that he did, because it's difficult to imagine anyone but him as Jonathan Fraser. And we all owe Susanne a debt of gratitude for being so persistent about him in the first place. Uniting two friends on screen. Speaking of Nicole and Hugh, can you believe that they've never worked together until The Undoing? Shocking, right? The two actors have known each other for a few decades already. They've been friends and trying to work together for the longest period. However, the stars never quite aligned for them until now. In a one-on-one interview with Hugh, Nicole revealed that she actually auditioned for a major role opposite him years ago. She said, "I really wanted the role that Julia Roberts played in Notting Hill, but I wasn't well known enough and I wasn't talented enough. So finally our paths aligned." Nicole joked with Hugh that he never wanted to be in any of her films, to which he responded that he was only famous for a flash of time in the 90s. Considering both their profiles and qualities, it's remarkable that they've never shared the screen before. That being said, their chemistry in The Undoing is electric, and it looks like they're as comfortable with each other as any other on-screen couple. It's testament to how good they actually are at their professions that they can channel that energy from their real-life friendship and bring it into their roles on screen. Hopefully, this is only the start of more collaborations between the two of them in the future. David E. Kelley always wanted Nicole Kidman. After the success of Big Little Lies, it should come as no surprise that David and Nicole wanted to work together again. After all, if you have a winning team, why change the formula? As it turns out, when David was writing the first episode of The Undoing, he only ever saw Nicole for the part of Grace Fraser. Director Susanne Bier confirmed to Hey You Guys that David had already picked Nicole in his mind by the time she received the first draft of episode 1. Nicole confirmed to Collider that at this point she just says yes to anything David sends her. She said, "Pretty much, yeah. It's interesting because I'm doing a show with him now and it's totally different. A lot of times a writer will see you in one particular way, but to have a writer who's willing to push you and give you different things and different areas to explore as an actor is really exciting." Well, for those who love to see Nicole and David's team-ups, you'll be happy to hear that they're set to work together in Hulu's upcoming miniseries 9 Perfect Strangers. At this point, they're basically like the Batman and Robin of Hollywood. And what a dynamic duo they are. Drastically changing the book for TV. When a book is adapted, filmmakers take many liberties. Sometimes they'll change names of characters, other times they'll change entire story arcs. Well, The Undoing is certainly no different, with some undoing taking place. Based on the novel You Should Have Known by Jean Hanff Korelitz, the series has already shown some radical departures from the book. And as it turns out, the book only serves as inspiration for the first 2 episodes. That's like 30% of the miniseries. The reason for this change is rather simple. David E. Kelley spent years thinking about this project, but he didn't think the book as is would have made for good TV. He told Vulture, "It went more in the direction of healing and psychological exploration. It's an excellent book, but it emotionally de-escalates, and in television, you kinda need the opposite." In a way, it makes sense what David is saying, since he obviously understands the dynamics of TV and what the viewers want to see. At the same time, you can't blame the purists for being upset about a story being changed. If you don't think that something would work from the start, why don't you just create something original then? But hey, who knows, both the TV show and the book could be great on their own merits when all is said and done. The cast had to rehearse every single day. When it comes to a production, time is tight, and the suits want you to treasure every minute as if it's your last. Well, director Susanne Bier is having none of that. She believes that it's important for her actors to rehearse every single day on set, sometimes for as long as 90 minutes. Even on The Undoing, she insisted on it. Speaking to Vulture, she said, "Having ownership of the scenes on the set, rehearsing quite freely and radically is very helpful. The actors get to ask all the questions, I get to be provocative. We get to a point where we know what the scene is about, and then the craziness of whatever is going on the set becomes a tool. No matter how much stress it caused the producers, Susanne has her methods and the people just need to go along with it. And judging by the success of her productions, it seems like it works. That's probably why the suits stay quiet about it." Although Suzanne's methods might have also had a detrimental effect on the actors, as you'll find out next. Nicole Kidman's Exhaustion. As a seasoned actress, Nicole has done it all. From superhero movies to indie dramas and psychological horror films, she's had a long and storied career and understands the excruciating demands of filmmaking. However, the grueling schedule for The Undoing took a serious toll on her. In an interview with Vulture, Nicole revealed the following. "By the time you're 3 months in, there's a sort of exhaustion level that helps with the disorientation my character was supposed to be feeling. I tried to use it because that's what you do. I got quite sick when I was making it. I did feel like I was going a bit insane, to be honest." She admits that working every single day was a lot for her, and she staggered out of the production by the end of it. It sounds like she really went through the ringer to make the show, and she suffered immensely to ensure it got made. Talk about giving it your all until you fall down. But if it's any consolation for your pain, Nicole, we think you put in a fantastic performance. Matilda de Angelis' first time in New York. While most of the hype about the series centered on Nicole Kidman and Hugh Grant, the undoubted showstopper in episode 1 is Matilda de Angelis, who portrays Elena. While Matilda is a relative newcomer to the big leagues, she's starred in a handful of productions already. However, she never had the chance to visit the Big Apple until she got the opportunity to film The Undoing there. In an interview with Brief Take, Matilda said, "It was my first time in New York, so I enjoyed the time off set. I was on my own, but I really enjoyed that time on my own walking around the city. Seeing this beautiful city, New York is incredible, and I had an epiphany in every part of the city." Matilda also praised the experience of working with a female director for the first time, especially because of the nudity required for her character. She believes that Susanne Bier had a different way of perceiving things and building a new way of understanding the characters. While The Undoing might be Matilda's introduction to a wider audience, there's no doubt that this will be the first of many more roles for her in the future. While there's still a long way to go, The Undoing has already shocked us with its unexpected twists and turns. It has everyone on the edge of their seats, and we can't wait for more episodes to drop. But now we want to hear from you. Do you think Nicole Kidman was the right choice for Grace? And should the series be more like the book? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. And while you're at it, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for some more awesome videos.